This question is about chlorine. Chlorine has a low boiling point because the forces between the molecules are weak. Explain how these forces, so we need to identify them, arise between molecules of chlorine. So it's talking about molecules, so we know it's an intermolecular force, and we know that there are 3 types of intermolecular force, and they depend on polarity and the atoms inside the molecules. Now, Cl2 is a non-polar because both atoms are the same, and as a result of that, it only has van der Waals forces. So the question is, how do van der Waals forces arise? Okay, so what is a van der Waals force? How does something that is non-polar attract another thing that is also non-polar? So we have to appreciate that the electrons in the molecule are continually moving. This creates, at any one point, a temporary dipole. So they move, and at one point there's more of them on one side than at another side. It goes away again quite quickly, it's temporary. This temporary dipole, so now one side of the molecule is positive and the other is slightly negative, causes, that means, a dipole in a neighbouring molecule. And then, these dipoles attract, and that's the van der Waals force. Give an equation for the reaction of chlorine and water. So chlorine and water are in equilibrium with hydrochloric acid and chloric 1 acid, which you kind of have to remember that equation. And the reason why chlorine is added to drinking water is because it kills bacteria or microorganisms, you could write, or germs, pathogens. Chlorine reacts with cold aqueous sodium hydroxide in the manufacture of bleach. So in this reaction we make sodium chloride, sodium chlorate 1, and when you want to balance an equation it's often going to be water. And you need to balance this out with 2 sodium hydroxides.